So the super yacht MY Luminosity has been advertised for sale on the Blue Water Yachting website. The yacht is owned by Andrei Guryev, who is a sanctioned Russian. The reason why we're talking about this yacht. Now, the yacht has not had the best history since being built by Bonetti in 2020. The yacht, which was known as Project Zosa during the build, was one of the largest yachts ever built by the Italian yacht builder. 107.6 meters or 353 feet. The yacht was intended to be delivered to her original owner, the person who ordered the yacht, but he declined the yacht because it was over 2 years late being delivered. Now, the delays went over a contractual 200-day force majeure, and the owner took that as an opportunity to get all of his money back. There's a thing written in the contract, if it's delayed over a certain amount of time, that they're entitled to back out of the deal. Now, the original price for that yacht, for the original delivery, was believed to be 270 million euros. Now, fast forward 2 years, in 2022, the yacht was purchased by Andrei Guryev, who is also the owner of Alfa Nero, although he denies this. However, his daughter now claims to be the owner of that yacht. The vessel was delivered, Luminosity was delivered to Montenegro, where she's effectively been laid up ever since. As a week after the delivery, he was added to the sanctions list after the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Now, as far as we know, Mr. Guryev has never set foot on this yacht. And the price he paid for the yacht, we believe it was 175 million euros, around that price. So almost 100 million euros off the original price of the build from Bonetti. And now the vessel is for sale, as I said, with Blue Water Yachting for 135 million euros. That's another 40 million euro discount. However, the yacht, as like I said, effectively was abandoned in Montenegro ever since Guryev was sanctioned. I don't mean completely abandoned. I mean, it was hardly any crew on board, wasn't any money being spent on the vessel, the crew were not being paid, etc., etc. There was an ever increasingly rotating caretaker crew, meaning that they were coming in, working for a few months and then leaving because they weren't getting paid. A company called Opus Private, which is based in Guernsey, who was meant to be paying them, was not paying them, most likely due to the fact they weren't getting the funds through from the owner. At one point, the entire caretaker crew walked off the yacht after having no pay for months. And now the yacht has liens against it put in place by Nautilus, a UK maritime union for non-payment of salaries to former crew. So the big question is, how can the yacht be advertised for sale as the ultimate beneficial owner is a Russian who is currently on the sanctions list? Well, we put that question to the CEO of Blue Water Yachting, Peter Bennett, and he explained to us that the yacht is now owned by a trust, and therefore Mr. Guryev no longer has any control over the yacht. He says the trust has separated themselves from the owner, and therefore that allows them to have arranged a license through the UK government to sell the yacht, which is in a deal similar to the deal that allowed Project NB1010 to be sold to Mark Zuckerberg in the Netherlands, which was later renamed Launchpad, right? So in that deal, the government made an agreement that the monies that were paid for the yacht would go into an escrow account and would remain there until the sanctions were resolved, however that may be eventually. Now, assuming they are resolved at some point, then Mr. Vladimir Potanin, who originally ordered that vessel that now belongs to Mark Zuckerberg, he will get his money, plus probably any interest that might be in that account. Now, Mr. Bennett of Blue Water Yachting explained this is basically the same situation with Luminosity, and this is how they are able to sell the yacht. So Mr. Guryev won't receive any of those proceeds until he is removed from the sanctions list. Almost every yacht is owned through companies like this. There's various reasons for it, liability reasons, etc., etc. But also plausible deniability is another thing that we see an awful lot. We get a lot of emails from various different company or law firms saying they represent the company that owns the yacht and that the person that you mentioned doesn't own the yacht. Well, yes, okay, he might not own it, but he owns it, right? So and what do I mean by that? I mean, he purchases the yacht, he creates a trust, he places the yacht in the trust, and then he has some people who run the trust, and he has no say over the trust, but he is paying the people who are running the trust, right? It's just a way to shelter themselves from that and from other things like I said, liability if there's an accident with the vessel, that they can't be sued and have all their money taken from them, stuff like that. Anyway, we'll put a link in the description if you want to see the advertisement for that yacht. Thanks very much for watching this video. You've been watching a Super Yacht News clip. If you'd like to see the full unedited Super Yacht News video, you can click on the link over here. You can also find our channel links below here. And if you'd like to see more shorter videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to this channel.